Epic Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. I just want to talk to you a bit about the great Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was known all over the world. I deem him as the first black Santa Claus because he gave out so many gifts to the poor. He gave out so much gold. He gave out so much gold in Egypt to where it crashed Egypt's market by 20%. The amount of gold he gave to Egypt. On his Mecca, Muslim world, Europe, he was well known. The correct spelling of his name is Mansa, Mansa, Musa, Musa. Right now, we'll read a little brief something for you just so you all can get familiar with. It says Mansa Musa, 14th century emperor of the Mali Empire, is the medieval African ruler most known to the world outside Africa. His elaborate pilgrimage to the Muslim holy city of Mecca in 1324 introduced him to rulers in the Middle East and in Europe. His leadership of Mali, a state which stretched across 2,000 miles from the Atlantic Ocean to Lake Chad, and which included all or parts of the modern nations of Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, and Chad ensured decades of peace and prosperity in the Western world. In 1312, Musa became emperor following the death of his predecessor, Abu Bakr II. When he was crowned, he was given the name Mansa, meaning king. Mansa Musa was knowledgeable in Arabic and was described as a Muslim traditionalist. He became the first Muslim ruler in West Africa to make the nearly 4,000-mile journey to Mecca. Preparing for the expedition took years and involved the work of artisans in numerous towns and cities across Mali. In 1324, Musa began his pilgrimage with an entourage of thousands of escorts. He also brought considerable amounts of gold, some of which was distributed along the journey. He's given out gifts of gold. Accompanied by thousands of richly dressed servants and supporters, Musa made generous donations to the poor and to charitable organizations as well as the rulers of the lands. His entourage crossed on his stop to Cairo, Egypt. The emperor gave out so much gold that he generated a brief decline in its value. Cairo's gold market recovered over a decade later. Upon his return from Mecca, Mansa Musa brought Arab scholars, government bureaucrats, and architects. Among those who returned with him was the architect Ishq el-Tudin, who introduced advanced building techniques to Mali. He designed numerous buildings for the emperor, including a new palace named Madagou, the mosque at Gaya, the second largest city in Mali, and the still standing Great Mosque at Timbuktu, the largest city in the empire. That mosque was named the Djinn Guribur el-Tudin. Most famous design was the emperor's chamber at the Malian capital of Naini. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage boosted Islamic education in Mali by adding mosques, libraries, and universities. The awareness of Musa by other Islamic leaders brought increased commerce and scholars, poets, and artisans, making Timbuktu one of the leading cities in the Islamic world during the time when the most advanced nations from Spain to Central India were Muslims. Timbuktu was clearly the center of Islamic sub-Saharan Africa. Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca brought Mali to the attention of Europe. For the next 2 centuries, Italian, German, and Spanish cartographers, meaning those that was the maps, who was designing the maps, produced maps of the world which showed Mali and which often referenced Mansa Musa. The first of these maps appeared in Italy in 1339 with Mansa Musa's name and likeness on it in 1339. This man was Santa Claus. If black folks, if y'all want a Santa Claus to celebrate Mansa Musa, I believe he was the first, the true, but he was giving out gold. He was helping the poor. He was giving to charities, giving to organizations. He was a gift giver, helping people out. If you want an example and you say, oh, people don't help each other or they don't give wealth, you got to think about it. He was giving out gold. He wasn't giving out toys. He wasn't giving out socks. This man was giving people gold and kind of helping their economy and helping to build. Why? Because gold was so vast in Africa when we were in control of it. And that's a different topic for another day. But I'm saying we have Kwanzaa. You want a Santa Claus-like figure that was real, that the historians wrote about, then go read about Mansa Musa, Mansa. Get that knowledge and have a little pride about yourself. It'll put a little pride into you, put a little pep in your step. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go out and check this info out. Mansa Musa, they call him Mansa Musa the Great. Mansa Musa, he's been dubbed the richest man that ever lived. Black man out of Mali. Check out the facts. Do your due diligent work. And if you give it and you want to put an image of someone that of a spearhead or to head the Christmas of movement or the Christmas spirit, then put a picture up of Mansa Musa on your wall. It's Verbal Pig Radio. We out.